phone. What? Got a fucking Twitter notification for something on Switch. Cheers, YouTube. I'll get to you in a second. Popular video game is being remade / remastered / ported to Nintendo Switch, but it doesn't tell you what game. Right. Okay, remastered. Right. Now, YouTube. That thing was giving you the fucking evils there. Right. So. There. Right, well. Yep. Right, what's up guys? TSI Dominic from the Glitch Hunters here again, and today, quick little addendum to Bendy in the Dark Revival. This game just got an update that adds an archive chapter, similar to the one in Bendy and the Ink Machine, where it's just like a behind the scenes development thing for characters and items and all that. So we're just going to jump into that. It shouldn't take more than half an hour, so you could get a second stream tonight. We will see what happens. So let me just get this sorted. GH mark. Right. Just, well, I can't even pause this, right? So I need to leave this in the game. Oh god, nope, not into my straight. There we go. Right. I need to scroll a bit to find the fucking Dark Revival playlist.
Pardon me. Goodness.
Right. Videos. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Right. So. Let's. There we go. Right. Even though I will admit that was quite a funny delivery of that line. That's a fucking evil smirk in your character.
Smashing you, just by enough.
My guy was itching squaring for a fight.
No fun, it's freaking horrible.
It's when you're basically. It's like horrible when you're fucking like, basically torturing an animal.
Maybe because it's magical beasts, but they're still freaking animals.
Exactly.
They're kitty cats. They're basically Maine Coons.
Exactly. Right. Where's the next sitting there? Right, so let's get started. The Archives. Welcome to the Archives. Bendy in the Dark Revival is filled with numerous characters that each had a critical role to play in the progression of the game. Here in the Archives you will learn a little bit more about them in an up-close and personal way. Feel free to explore. Where do we start? Well, how about we start with this one? Bendy. Bendy, the iconic imp, was redesigned for Dark Revival to stand out a bit from his traditional cartoon appearance by giving him a suit of clothes. He posed some minor challenges, specifically creating a face that sported the classic Bendy, eerie smile, but still managed to be heartwarming in the right conditions. He's a fan favourite, so his design had to be just right. During production, we originally envisioned Bendy to talk with a series of cute squeaks to contrast the dark, low voice of the Ink Demon, but this turned out to be very distracting and the idea was scrapped pretty early on. Bastard! They planned to make Toon Bendy speak. That would have been adorable. Right. Oh, we've got some characters over here. We've got Wilson. Wilson, cartoon. Wilson was a difficult character to balance. At first the players are purposely led to believe he is a one-note character, obviously evil with an over-the-top villain personality. Yeah, because at the start he is like, I was getting extreme for lack of a better term, rapey vibes for him. But as the story progresses, we see other sides of the character, and the player becomes muddled with who this man really is. In one draft, Wilson was written as a servant of Nathan Arch Jr., a separate character at the time, but the story made far more sense when the two characters became one, eliminating a lot of needless narrative complexity. Okay. Audrey! Audrey is a kind-hearted rogue with courage, determination, some flaws, and a deep, dark past. To make our story work, we needed a newcomer to the cartoon studio world, and Audrey was the perfect fresh eyes to help the experience. Perfect fresh eyes to help experience the adventure. They fucked up with the typing there. From day one of production, we knew that if people didn't connect with Audrey by the end of the game itself wouldn't be successful. Fortunately, she turned out to be quite memorable indeed and stands out from the other members of the cast. Very true. She is very memorable because you can't really get much more memorable than a person literally born from the ink machine. The Ink Demon. As the world of Dark Revival became more complex and established, we realised the Ink Demon's design needed a complete rethink to match our new tone. Previous versions of his appearance looked absolutely silly when placed in the world alongside the other characters. No amount of creepy music or screen effects could conceal how out of place he looked. The Ink Demon needed to look different than anything else in the world and show a natural progression of the Ink Demon's evolution as Wilson held the cycle in place. Oh, so that's why he looks so different. Beast Bendy. Returning for the climax of Dark Revival, Beast Bendy also was revisited with the mindset of making him far more powerful and beast-like. Traditionally in most horror games, they tend to build to a point where the main villain becomes a final form monster as a final boss. It's practically a trope. Our idea, what if you got to play as that final form instead? Well, it fucking worked, didn't it? Right. I suppose these things have anything? No. Alright. The Ink Machine. Designed by Thomas Connor of the Gent Corporation, stolen by Joy Drew, retrieved by Archgate, and once again reclaimed by Gent, the Ink Machine's next adventure is a mystery. Just please, don't have us be waiting like, what, 5 years for the fucking next game? Because I'll be honest, the wait for Dark Revival was a pain in the ass. Ah, Cycle Breakers. Oh, man himself, Henry! Henry Stein, the original Cycle Breaker. Henry Stein is the ghost of a man who lost his purpose years ago, once fueled with finding a way to escape the tortures of the Ink Demon and finding his way home to his wife. Henry is now left with the cold reality of being a recreation of the person he thought he was. Saved as a special surprise for fans of the Bendy and the Ink Machine game, Henry was strictly omitted from all public discussion of the character during the entire production, which spanned several years, but Henry returned with a very satisfying face reveal. Mm-hmm. As soon as he started talking, I remember me and you were like, no fucking way.
Like, we recognise his voice.
It's because obviously I think just before that, because you meet him in chapter 4, the first surprise you get in chapter 4 is when Joey takes you to the start of the first game, and you hear Henry's voice, and you're thinking, oh, that's cool. Then you get the entire room for the Cycle Breakers, and you're thinking, oh!
I thought it was going to be another, like, Ethan. You never see the guy's fucking face. Aye. That's what I thought it was going to be like.
And you can just tell looking at him, he looks fucked.
Because he's been in that cycle for so damn long, but they kept him locked up though, so that the cycle couldn't reset.
Aye,
though,
this fucking, that pricker there.
Aye, that was how it worked.
Aye, he held the cycle in place, that's why Bendy looks the way he does. It's because he's been able to evolve because the cycle's been held in place.
Maybe it'll be, the way this season will end, will be...
The cycle finally being broken.
Henry kicking the bucket, if I'm honest. I don't know. I like...
Yeah, Henry's cool. Allison.
The Cycle Breakers.
Returning for another victory over the Ink Demon, Allison is always the voice of reason, a beacon of hope. I beg your fucking pardon.
But they're going to say that we do next to you is your best pal? No.
A beacon of hope. You left him to die.
Because your fucking wolf said so.
Prick. Right. Anyway, let's continue on with this bullshit already. Allison's design was carefully upgraded from the previous Bendy and Ink Machine game to maintain her personality, but with more fidelity. The purpose of meeting Alison so early in the campaign was to introduce the player to a familiar face after the main introduction. At the start, Alison was able to serve as the motivating force for Audrey until the true plot kicked in later. Alright, fair enough. So so you basically introduced her into the game so early, just to make players feel at ease. I can get that, because obviously at this, when you first meet her in Bendy the Ink Machine, she has a bitch. She leaves Henry to die, thanks to him. But when they meet back up, you do obviously get a wee bit close with Alison, and you leave her 5 minutes later. But
it's like, yeah, you can't. No, you're not coming with me. You basically need to survive on your own.
You can't.
Ain't you a bitch?
We can't cross the Ink River.
Oh, we can't now.
But
No, I can't. Yeah, I've not got to that bit. I can go. I can glide through gaps.
Oh no, I'm talking about the first game.
Oh right,
when you split up for them. I remember I was a wee bit uneasy when we first started Dark Revival, because obviously you're in the Heavenly Toys workshop and I have bad fucking memories of that place. Then you meet Alison and I'm thinking, oh, hello. Right, what's the game got to say about this fucker? Tom. Tom is Alison's silent protector and the only Boris clone involved in the main story. Where is Boris the Wolf? Rumour has it that during the events of the game, Boris is experiencing a dark survival story of his own. Oh, fuck off! You really had to word it like that? Sorry, I just have to explain that one, guys. For those of you who aren't really aware of the Bendy series, there's more than 2 games. There's a mobile game called Bendy and Nightmare Run. It's just like Temple Run. I think that's the name of it. It's just a like infinite runner where you're trying to take out a boss that's chasing you. But there's also another one called Boris in the Dark Survival where you're playing as Boris, and I think it takes place just before Bendy and Ink Machine, because I think it's Buddy Boris, the one that accompanies you in Chapter 3. I've just noticed Tom's a little bit ripped to fuck. Right, so that's the room for the Cycle Breakers. What have we got over here? I know who that is, you can wait a wee minute. Oh, is this 2 human characters? Nathan Arch Sr. Nathan Arch was everything Joey Drew wasn't. He worked hard, built up from nothing, and never compromised his integrity. Joey had big dreams, but Nathan accomplished his own. He and his wife Tessa raised a son with as much love and care as they could despite Nathan's career pressures. Sadly, his son did not share Nathan's natural talent for business and enterprise. No, he decided to develop a religious fervour with the fucking ink machine. Audrey. The unknown daughter of an animation pioneer, Audrey has blocked out the memory of her past after losing her father, but his role in her life was not over. A talented animator and artist, her skills landed her a job at Archgate. Was it fate that led her to reunite with Joy Drew's machine, the machine of her birth, or was it planned? Nope, game design. Wilson. Haunted by the impossible shadow of Nathan Arch, Wilson sought to achieve something that would make his father proud. By luck, he stumbled upon the ink machine and was able to become the cartoon world's new master. Holding the cycle in place, he continued his experiments that could not be fully realised until the ink demon was purged. However, unnaturally entering from the ink realm was taking a toll on Wilson's physical being, slowly robbing him of his health. So wait, he was able to jump into the world and back? Is that why he's blind in one eye? Never thought about that. Huh. Okay, nice touch. Audrey's daughter. No, you can't have it. Signed, Audrey. Jesus Christ. I wasn't expecting that. So what did I say? Bendy cut out. Who put this here? Oh my god. I wasn't expecting that. Fucking just Audrey's donut, you can't have it. Fuck off. Okay, so that's this. Oh, we're nearly done with this side. Oh, wait, do we have there? Betty, a faithful maid among other things to Wilson. Betty was an important character to the story of Dark Revival. As a failed experiment and someone relatively new to the cartoon studio, she was able to give a somewhat different point of view on the state of the world. We have purposely left it unclear if Betty was in on Wilson's plot to harvest Audrey, or if she is just a bystander. Behind her mask, there are still answers to be found. I don't like where that's gone. I have a funny feeling she might play a fucking bigger role in the next game. Alright. Just give me a second. Have to break a fucking remaining half of my restrictor.
I think usually just ice.
I was thinking of that.
They've caught me on the stairs once.
Oh, did they?
They caught me about her because I was running upstairs and then Booth ran right into McGonagall. McGonagall?
Whack.
No, freaking.
Oh, Weasley.
Professor Weasley. McGonagall.
Well, she has the transfiguration teacher. Right. The man himself. Joey Drew. I like in brackets they've just put memory. The man, the legend, the memory. Creating this version of Joey Drew was both an exciting and daunting process. It was clear from the start that this story would be different from the one from the original Bendy and Ink Machine game. This was a man with all the guilt from a past life but without the experience to fully understand it. The real Joey Drew made many mistakes but ultimately learned from them. This doesn't absolve him of his sins, but at the end of his life he was able to help correct some of them and help fight the darkness he created. It didn't end well for you, did it? I have a funny feeling I'm going to come across Twisted Alice. Right. Oh, we have some lost ones here. First one is Heidi. It is believed that Heidi has spent some time in the Pit, a prison set up by Wilson and the Keepers. It is unclear why, but most likely she was able to access places she shouldn't have. The experience in the Pit changed her, as it does many, reverting her into a childlike state, longing for happiness again. Yeah, she's the one I learned, was it fast travel from? I think it was fast travel. Porter. As the cycle was held in place and with the influence of the Ink Demon held at bay, the cartoon world was able to grow and advance, creating such characters as Porter, a lost one who came to claim a new identity as an explorer. Porter was written with the knowledge that Dark Revival would feature a far more serious tone than the first game of Bendy and the Ink Machine, and his light-hearted innocence would help the player feel some warmth in this inky world of sorrow. Fair enough. Oh god. I know what's in here. Butcher Gang. All four of them. Right, the Butcher Gang. Barley, Charlie and Edgar, the three original members of the Butcher Gang, were formed from the Ink Machine, deconstructed by Alice Angel for body parts, and bound together to stay alive with sneak attacks and on their prey. In Dark Revival, meet an artificial fourth member of the gang, Carly, the Ghost Girl. Although, when you begin to examine her closely, Carly appears to only be a shell with perhaps someone inside.
Ignore me.
Yeah, because that's the new one. You've obviously got the Piper there, the Striker, the Fisher, and that one's the Slicer. That's the one that I fucked up and got myself attacked by. Here we are. The Keepers. Wilson's deadly guards and scientists. They aren't perfect, but the Keepers will get the job done no matter the cost. They are responsible for pressing the Ink Demon inside a smaller form, keeping his power sealed away until Audrey came along and unknowingly changed the situation. The Keepers were visually designed to reflect the dangers and evils of the Ink Machine itself. Faceless beings made of gears and wires with no sense of morality, ordered around like cattle. A creation living without purpose, which in the Bendy world is very fucking terrifying. Because I'll admit, out of all the shit that I've seen in the Bendy games, and mind you, I've only played the two, Other than the original Ink Demon surprised me when walking through a wall, and actually, that fucker, the Keepers are the scariest thing I've seen. Definitely the scariest I've heard. Other than being caught off guard when the Ink Demon started talking to me. Right. Up here. Big Sammy Lawrence. The famous music composer of the studio, Sammy Lawrence originally had a slightly larger role in the story of Dark Revival, but in a story already filled with so many characters, making them all play a meaningful part became a challenge. He was ultimately sidelined in favour of telling a more coherent storyline, although it is interesting to note that Sammy Lawrence appears to have mastered the flow ability in Bendy and Ink Machine long before Porter and Audrey could wield it. Very good point. What the fuck is that? Oh, Lord Amok. Ruler of a circle, Lord Amok illustrates how the world of the Ink had continued to develop into different societies deep within the darkest places. Though he was weak in a fight, his name will simply never die. I forgot how powerful the vibration is because I've turned mine off. Just to save Barry. Ah, there she is. Alice Angel, the self-appointed queen of the studio, Alice Angel is one of the most memorable faces in the Bendy world. Gee, I wonder why. Forever lost in a tide of insanity, she is an absolute delight to write for as a character. An angel with many layers, time will only tell if this inky temptress will ever reappear. Oh, she fucking will. Fogo always wanted to come back.
That's a board. Wardrobe.
Nah. I'll be honest. I've got a feeling at this point, DC does a Bendy game and it doesn't have Twisted Alice, folk will riot. But next time, if any of the development staff ever, on the off chance, happens to see this, maybe don't have her get stabbed by Alice and Angel. Maybe have her die by somebody else. That's how you throw a curveball. Oh, here we go. King Widow. Ink widows have begun to infest with light grows darkest. Their king, the biggest and most feared, will only emerge from his nest when its young are threatened. Ship ahoy, Dudley. The demented invention of Wilson, created to serve the dual purpose of dethroning the Ink Demon in the cartoon world and also upstaging Joy Drew in the eyes of Wilson's father, Nathan Arch. Neither of these happened. Ship ahoy Dudley is a mysterious sailor with his own eerie grin, similar to that of Bendy. Along with his sidekick Crackle the Crab, it is unknown just what kind of cartoon adventures they would have had together. Is there going to be no mention of the fact that there's colour in this thing? And I think the last thing we've got to see is this big guy. Lurker. The Lurker, or Steve as it became to be known, was originally created as a brute type enemy that would free roam the way lost ones do, but ultimately felt unnecessary as the random Ink Demon encounters already fulfilled the role of putting the player on edge while exploring previously traversed locations. In the end, the Lurker found a much better calling as an unlikely ally, effectively expanding them into more than just a typical enemy. Because Boris ended up riding him, didn't he? Right. Is there anything else I've missed? Or are we done here? That's Heidi and Porter. Butcher Gang, Keepers. I think that's everything. See, I knew this would be a quick one. The archives always are. Yeah, that's... So in fact I just put the fucking work trousers on the wash before I started this. Fucking hell, right.
You'll be in for 2 minutes.
So yeah, that's archives, guys. I want to quickly check something.
Yeah.
I just need to jump back to the main menu for a little second. Right, now am I going to be able to... Right. Okay, let's just jump into the autosave. There's something I want to check. Nope, that's not what I want. Load the game, Subway Track 8. Is it possible for me to go back? Guess not. I was hoping I'd see the fucking Cycle Breakers room again. It doesn't seem it's going to be that easy. I'd have to actually play to the bit where I get to the Cycle Breaker room. Right, so unfortunately that's gonna have to wait, but yeah, that should be us done with Dark Revival now, guys. I apologise for doing this quickly. One, it was not the original stream I had planned today, but when I saw that they'd updated the archives on YouTube, I felt I had to. Just to keep the tradition going with the Bendy series. If it does, if there is a third Bendy game on consoles and there is an archives chapter there, I'll be doing the same again. So yeah, we can officially wrap up this. As I said, there might be a second stream tonight. Not too sure. We'll see what happens. If Scott jumps on at some point, I'll see about doing Dead Island Riptide with him. But if not, I suppose I could start the Da Vinci Disappearance for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. We'll see. We'll wait it. So, as always, thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, keep on gaming, like, favorite, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell if you enjoyed what you saw here today, and if you want to see more. Also, consider following us on our socials, links to those in the description as per usual, and for me and Bendy in the Dark Revival, we'll catch you next video. Bye!